What can I do? What can I do when I'm stuck inside you? This set of ice and fire, what blood red death, lust and desire, smell of life.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Round 2, Whole Damn Enchilada Podcast. Solo. Just got back from The Crow 2024. And wow. Wow is all I got to say. Well, actually, I have a lot more to say than that. But we'll start with wow. Make sure you give him water, too. Ricky's over there feeding my cat. So, anywho. So The Crow 2024, I went into this, like, when I first seen the previews, when it was first announced, I was rather excited because the first movie, the 1994 film, in my opinion, in my opinion, the first film, I liked it a lot, and I watched it a lot, but I don't think they were dealing with a lot, obviously, with Brandon Lee dying, that there was, like, things that they had to do to complete the film. And then when part 2 came out, the diehards were just so vehemently against it because, it's not Brandon Lee as the Crow. Well, it wasn't going to be anyway. And, so a lot of people just were like, the original movie, the 1994 movie, really means a lot to a lot of people. And so for that, I was a little nervous about this one. But when I heard about it, you give them some money and maybe they can make what was it in 1994. Maybe they can make it better because they can do a complete movie and maybe they can make it closer to the actual graphic novel, which I was thinking that they might have done because, as we said earlier on in the show earlier, they cut Michael Berryman's part from the original, which was he was like the liaison to the Crow to like kind of show them what was going on. And when I seen that they had that element in this one, I was like, well, maybe they're going to try to get closer to the graphic novel. And I was excited about that. And then we all seen the original pictures of what's up, St. John's, Michigan, Jason in the house. What's up? So we all seen the original stills of the film with Bill Skarsgård looking like a tweaker version of the Joker from the Jared Leto's Joker, and I'm like, I don't know, man, that looks kind of bad. He's just totally doesn't have the look at all of Eric Draven in the original. So I was really scared, like all of you were, and I started to get even more nervous. But then I go to 2-3 movies a week, it seems, and they're always horror movies, so they always show these trailers, and the trailer to The Crow kept getting better and it kept looking better, more action, and then they showed him without the shirt on with the long trench coat, the leather, and the slight Crow makeup, which I thought looked really cool. So Die Edwards Ninja, yeah, no doubt. So so I thought that it started to look better and I started to get excited again. So I was planning on seeing it later on this week, like on Saturday or Sunday. But I'm looking, and I seen they had a showing like 8:30, so I figured I'd get home by 11 like I did, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I asked my wife if she wanted to go. She was going to go, but then my son, Ricky, wanted to go. So she really didn't want to go. So she said, just take Ricky instead. So me and Ricky went. So my wife, man, she dodged the freaking bullet. I'll tell you that much. Oh, my God. So the movie is nothing like the original. I mean, they have very little elements of the original movie at all. The main characters, the same names. You got Shelley and Eric Draven. They are they are nothing like the original. Oh, it's so bad. Oh my God, it's so bad. Please do yourselves a favor and don't see this thing. Let me jump on that sword for you guys, and let my pain be enough for you. I haven't hated a movie, and I can't even remember. I try to find the best in any movie I watch, and this was something else, man. Yeah, man. I'm the eternal optimist, especially when it comes to film. And like I know how much work goes into these things, and I hate to say that somebody did a bad job, but man, it's like, and I only know a little bit about the graphic novel. I don't think I've ever read it, so I don't know. I don't think it. This can't be anything like the graphic novel. It just can't be because it was so far away from what the 1994 movie was in look and in substance. And the 1994 movie had, you know, this epic soundtrack. All the music was great. We didn't have that in this. Maybe because the music just sucked in the last like 10, 15 years. It might be why, but they could use old music. It would have been cool. The main characters are like doing drugs through like the whole thing. Ecstasy. There's lots of ecstasy going on, and like they're just like party kids, and they end up in jail. It's like I guess it's a jail. Everybody's wearing like pink jogging suits, and you know, like Shelly gets picked up for coke possession. I don't know what the hell Eric was in there for. But it's like the females and the males are together in jail. Like that makes no sense. On what planet does that happen? I don't know if it was jail or rehab. Maybe it was rehab. I don't know. It was just bad, guys. It was fucking horrible. I kind of wish Ryan seen this thing with me so he could help me describe the awfulness of this movie. I can yeah. There's no way in hell that guy likes this movie. Let's see what's Ryan's, the other Ryan. What's he saying? In my opinion, it's a failure of a cash grab. I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm beside myself. This movie shouldn't have been made. I'll watch it when streaming, but ouch. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, don't waste money on it like we did. We went to the new North Olmsted Theater, the Phoenix Theater. It's reopened an old theater that was, I think it was a Regal Cinema that was there, and they redid everything and new sound, new chairs, heated seats, all this shit. So that was cool. But I get there and I'm running kind of late, you know, and I get there and I show the usher my tickets on my phone, and I have to go get in a long ass line to the concession stand to get the tickets that I already paid for, and almost was late for the movie. I wish I was late for the movie. Jesus Christ. But let's see what Charles says. Charles says, I am open-minded, but this type of movie that I have seen before, it watches as you open your mind to its different approach and politically correct message disguised as rebellious attitude, and once your mind is open, it fucking spits in it. Fuck Hollywood and fuck this crock of shit. Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I didn't think there was a lot of like political correctness. There was no correctness, period, in this film, political or otherwise. I usually, like, when I watch a movie, like, I always figure, like, I'm going to shoot on the internet real quick and give a quick opinion of it. And like, then I always say, fuck it, I'm going to sleep, or I'll get to it later, and I put it off. But this was just so epically bad. I had to come here, and I had to tell you guys what I thought of this dumpster fire. This absolute dumpster fire of a film. I just can't believe how bad it was. But anyway, back to the theater. So I get there and I showed a guy my tickets are on my phone. I was like, no, you got to get in this long ass line behind 20 people to get printed tickets to then show me to get to your seats. And what is that? I was like, why do you think I get the tickets? I pay an extra $2 per ticket to get the tickets on my phone, so I don't have to wait in your stupid line. And so, and then I mentioned that to the guy behind the counter that's printing the stupid tickets and whatever. So I go to sit down in our seats, and some guy working for the theater, he comes and he sits in the theater with us, which I was like, maybe he just wants to check out the movie too. You know, he's working at the theater. Before the movie starts, though, this guy gets up and gives you the airline speech, like when you're on a plane, the stewardess comes, there's an exit here, there's an exit here, in case of an emergency, this, and this. And like this whole, what the, dude, we've been to movies before. I don't need you to tell me what to do. There's a message on the screen that does that. Turn my phone off. All this bullshit. Yeah. Weird. But the theater itself is nice. The sound system's amazing. The seats are great. I just didn't like the waiting in line to get the tickets I already had on my phone, especially when I was running late. But I still made it in time. I like to see the trailers. I like to get there early. I like to, I don't know. And like with the show, I didn't have time to get there in time. Let's see, what does he say? But I was happy to have. Oh, right, yeah, I guess. Right on. It's the I don't like it. Would always like the original Brandon Lee. Yeah, the original movie. It was something different at the time, and like it had that goth thing that everybody was getting into at the time. Maybe that's what started that movement. Actually, in '94 and 15 years old, it's probably what started that. Wearing black and leather trench coats and wearing mascara for dudes and shit like that. Guy liner. I ain't gonna lie, man. I used to rock the guy liner. I don't know if it was because of the Crow, but I definitely did. There's photographic evidence somewhere. And the black fingernails, maybe black lipstick. Yeah, I was like kind of into Marilyn Manson and shit like that. So I was doing all that. So nevertheless, yeah, I always tell my older kids, I was like, yeah, you wouldn't believe how many females that I pulled with fucking makeup on my face. That's another story, I guess. But yeah, this film was just the kills were okay. They were pretty cool. There's some cool stuff going on with the effect. It was all CGI, which I'd much rather practical effects. Yeah, I've seen a lot of movies this year, and this is by far the worst. It's not even close. It's is it the worst remake ever? No, The Fog still holds that distinction. The Fog still holds that distinction. And I tried to watch this movie through the eyes of, well, if it wasn't The Crow, would it still be a good movie? Or would it be a good movie, not still be a good movie? And the answer is no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It would not be a good movie if it had nothing to do with The Crow. Speaking of The Crow, he didn't even get the little makeup deal until there's 40 minutes left in the movie. It took him 45 minutes to die. I mean, like, that happened so quick in the original, and then there's this whole supernatural element. I mean, I guess they did have that in the original too. I don't know, guys. It is just awful. It's god awful. It's just so bad. I mean, I'm trying not to spoil anything for you guys because it just came out tonight. I don't want to tell you things that happened. And with it being a remake, you'd think I'd be able to spoil it because you would think that the same things happen, but they really don't. I mean, it's aside from there being a crow flying around once in a while, and aside from Shelley existing and Eric Draven existing, there is no connection to the movie. Let's see, 45 minutes to die, for fuck's sake. Brandon, you're right. Oh, wow. Yeah, Brandon died quicker and for real. Yes. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, why? Why couldn't that's probably why they use the CGI guns. They didn't want to repeat performance of the other one. Like, oh my God, was it bad? And I like Bill Skarsgård. I mean, it's a good actor, and the stuff he's in is pretty good, and some other decent name actors, and I just don't know, man. It's so bad. I'm traumatized, guys. I'm fucking traumatized. I wanted to leave a couple times, man, but I was like, well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe there'll be some redeeming quality for this film. And there just wasn't. There was nothing. There was nothing I could, like, sometimes you could say, well, maybe the acting wasn't good, but the effects were good, or this cool thing happened, or at least, this guy was good in the movie. There was no redeeming qualities whatsoever in this film. I do not recommend it. It is absolutely an F, quite possibly in the top 10 worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Wow. Yeah. This is Chris McGibbon from the Spooky Picture Show. He always says, you must be really lucky if this is the worst movie you ever seen, thinking about all the garbage movies you sat through. Like, consider yourself privileged and charmed that this is the worst movie you ever seen. I don't think he'll use that line when it comes to this movie because I think this might be either the worst movie he's ever seen or one of the worst movies he's ever seen. It's just absolute trash, and I don't know. I can't wait till a couple weeks when I meet James Obar and ask him about this movie. I'm gonna try really hard to get him on the podcast. I wanted to get him on the podcast before this movie came out, but I have no contact info for him. I have no email or anything like that. So I guess the only way to have a shot to get him on the film or on the podcast is to actually meet him in person, which I'm going to do, and go from there. But guys, I'm going to get out of here because I have to go to work in the morning. I just wanted to rant for a second. Thank you guys that have popped on and joined me. Please, please, please take my word for it. This movie is dog shit. If you must watch this, wait for it to come on streaming. Watch it for free. And I promise that you will watch 10 minutes of this movie. And since it's free at home, you will turn it the fuck off like I should have walked out of it. It's so bad. I'm leaving, and this guy asked me, so what'd you think of the movie that was in the theater with me? I said, that might be the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in all my days. he was expecting me to say, yeah, dude, that was great. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell he was watching, but he was happy. I'm like, I just don't know. I don't know, guys. Yeah. So anyway, check it out and or don't check it out. Definitely do not check it out. Do not check out the movie. Do not seek the treasure. It isn't there. Yeah, but watch it on streaming when it comes out, and then let me know what you guys thought. And I will see you guys next Thursday when we do a little haunt. We talk some haunts and prop making and some other cool stuff on the show at 7:00 at a regular time on Thursday. And yeah, take it easy, guys.